So this video, despite the thumbnail, is not actually about an angry cat, but it is about an angry dad. So Duke Leto is pretty frustrated as we're going into chapter 11 of Dune. And in this chapter, he's continuing to repeat in his own inner monologue, "They have tried to take the life of my son." And if you remember from previous chapters, there was a hunter-seeker, like a little electronic bug thing that jumped after Paul and tried to get him, but Paul was way too fast and clever for that thing, so he lived and he's okay. But it really upped the ante for the seriousness of the Harkonnen threat on Arrakis for the Atreides family. Chapter 11, I really enjoyed in terms of it was a heavy character development chapter specifically for Duke Leto. It begins with him standing outside, essentially looking at kind of a spacecraft hangar in the evening, and he sees the stars and is pondering how his home planet of Caladan is somewhere up there, thinking longingly about it, wishing he could be there, but knowing that Arrakis is his destiny for the rest of his life, non-ideal place for him, but he knows that it's where Paul is going to be spending his entire life, and the place where Paul will grow into a man, and hopefully Duke Leto believes a good man and a leader. So he wants to do his best to try to set up Arrakis as a place for Paul to, do well in. So he's reflecting on these very dad thoughts, we'll say, when a spacecraft comes in and drops off a whole bunch of troops that they're reporting ultimately to Duke Leto. And these troops are bantering and talking about, you can't take a shower on Arrakis unless it's a shower of sand, and but they're still happy to be done with their space travel. It sounds like they've been out and about for a while. When Gurney jumps out of the craft and he's leading these troops. And I gotta admit, one thing that I'm really struggling with Dune in is the names of characters, specifically Thufir Hawat, who I think is the Mentat or like assassin guy who he reports up to Duke Leto, and he was the one who was trying to keep the house secure. Didn't do the greatest job there. Then there's this Gurney guy who I admit when I started this chapter, I forgot who it was, but he's sort of the weapons expert, obviously a commander of the military, the Atreides military, and he's also a bit of a poet, so that's how I'll remember in the future, because boy, he recited a lot of songs in this chapter when he was talking with Duke Leto. Anyway, I'll do my best to keep these folks straight. What's nice is I do have Duke Leto pretty much figured out. Jessica's pretty clear to me. Dr. Yua, because he's the bad guy, remembering that. There's Paul. Even the shout-out Mapes is sticking with me. Maybe these people are all a little bit more unique, but some of these military folks, they're all blending together. And I know we're going to have Duncan Idaho, I think, is going to be added to this mix. So I do remember he was the Aquaman guy inside of the movie. I forget, Jason something or other. Anyway, I digress. So the military comes, and Gurney is talking to Leto, and Leto's like, "Hey, I need 300 of your best folks to go work with Thufir Hawat." He obviously needs help because, again, didn't secure this house so well earlier. Just generally speaking, it'll help keep the Harkonnens from upending everything at home base. And then he also asks Gurney, and this is where we get into some world building. There's some spice mining experts that are all going off-world with the Harkonnens, and the Harkonnens have paid them a pretty nice exit fee to go away because they don't want these people to help Atreides mine spice effectively. So Duke Leto asks Gurney to go and negotiate, give these folks some money, try to keep them on Arrakis so that he does have a cohort of professionals to continue to mine the spice. The chapter ends with another reflection from Duke Leto as he ponders how, despite his worries about everything going on and the inevitable Harkonnen opposition and all that, he has to maintain a strong demeanor, a steady hand to ensure that those who are following him feel secure in his leadership. And I thought that was just like a nice note on leadership, how challenging that can be despite natural human tendencies to be worried and fearful and so forth. As a leader, it is important to maintain that strength so that strength can be felt and then owned by those who are following the leader. And again, just nice depth added to Duke Leto to show a little more, we'll say, vulnerability. And I think this is great because, again, knowing what is inevitable, his ultimate demise, it'll make it sting more for the readers and for myself. So yeah, we'll see how this journey continues to unfold. Again, I'm a sci-fantasy author, wrote my own book, The Song of Imru, Earth's Door, which you can check out. Would love for you to take a look again if that's a genre you're interested in, which you might be if you're watching these videos. Other than that, I hope you have a great week. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.